Really.
Gringos in the house, straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street, where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the B. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet. East 10th Street boys, bring the party. Bring the noise from Hialeah with some joy.
Should I say
Water like that.
Well, I'm telling you, bro. I'm focused, bro. I'm focused, man. Yeah, inside out.
You don't know who I am by now.
So you identify as.
You know, hey. When Alex takes a shower, the dude goes for 3 hours. I mean, it's like, he's going to be gone for a while. You have time. Do whatever you're going to do. Go grocery shopping. Go eat dinner.
Night, Latin spice and neon lights.
Good evening, Miami and friends. Welcome to another episode of East 10th Street Boys Straight Out of Hialeah. I'm Bobby El Gringo. That's Alex the boy. Alex, my brother, how are you?
What's up, buddy? How you doing, man? I'm doing much better. Happy Wednesday. It was raining a little bit a while ago, but I was able to wait it out, wait the rain out, so it's just a little cool, and just hanging out here, bro, in my backyard. How you been?
Yeah, it rained yesterday. Might have some little bit of flurries tonight. You know,
Okay.
The weather was up, now it's gotten back down, so nothing compared to what Constanza's probably dealing with up in Canada.
Oh.
But that's all right. You know, getting over, I still have a little stuffiness here. No cluster, what is that called? Congestion, but good to go. A lot to talk about. You and I haven't talked. We even talked really before the show. And
No.
Evan, it's not late as usual. It's Cuban time.
Yeah.
Get
Late
it
as
right,
usual.
dude.
That's salty, bro.
Yeah, like
late
come
as
on,
usual.
dude. You used to know us. Oh, sorry. His left is his better side. Wow. Does this make you feel better?
Does that complete you, Evan?
Finn Stanza in the house, co-host of Overtime and the pregame and postgame show. An eventful postgame show last Sunday for those who missed it. It was fun. It was fun. But a lot to talk about. But before we get into any games, and we got a lot, we're talking Miami Heat tonight. Miami Heat. It never ends. Just very quick, it never ends with Miami Heat. Win, lose, or draw. There's always trade rumors. Is it Tyler? Is it Bam Adebayo? Kyle Lowry, Rozier, Duncan Robinson. Now it's Jimmy Butler. But the Jimmy Butler story that's coming out, from Shams and so forth, not surprising to Alice nor myself. We discussed this before the season that this could be a possibility before the end of the season just because of Jimmy's contract and where Miami stands on the season. So we're going to discuss that, how likely it is, and also what type of teams and what type of deals could Miami make that could keep Miami competitive but also build towards the future. Should Miami make these moves? And, of course, now Jimmy's agent has chimed in, if no one saw that. I think Bernard Lee. Bernie Lee, so we'll get into that. And but before then, Alex, man, outside of sports, there you go. How's basketball? How you doing? What have you guys been up to, man?
Travel basketball for my son. We have a tournament this weekend. I wasn't able to catch a Dolphins game on Sunday because we had Beat the Light tournament, which is a flag football tournament down here. That is an organization that was started by J.D. Arteaga, which is the head coach, the manager of University of Miami baseball. His son passed away in 2018 in a car wreck, and he was 16. So they started the Ari Arteaga Foundation, and every year they have the Be the Light tournament. And my son was asked to play this year, which is a great event. It's in Kendall. It's in the Boys and Girls Club. The whole place gets shut down that day. Football games from 8 in the morning until 5 o'clock at night. They have food, all concession stands, and it's all for good cause. So we were there this whole weekend, and I was just following the Dolphins game, obviously, through the phone, through clips here and there. I saw us down in the fourth quarter, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. Here comes a comeback. And then obviously I saw Juno Smith went ape shit, and it's obviously any win is a good win, but I just want to get to 500 and see if we can win out. I know we have a very tough opponent against the Texans, but it's a winnable game, so we'll see. But aside from that, I'm gonna break now. I got a game on Friday. We had a long break now, and then we have 2 more games, I believe, next week, and then we're going to Christmas break, which is 2 weeks. And also, congratulations on you. You sent me the picture. Your was it the first game of the season?
Yes, yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Had our first game on Saturday.
Was it a
cool.
shutout?
No, 12-4 was the finish.
Oh, okay.
12-4 was the finish. The fourth quarter, the kids got it was the end of the third quarter. Excuse me. The kids got 4 points. The other team, but
Quick timeout.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I got the main group in there, and they closed it out. Proud of all of them. I was proud of them. Even though last year it was 36-0. It was a shutout. That was the first game of the season, and it was like, whoa! I was like, that came out of nowhere. It was awesome.
Like that, no mercy rule or anything, bro. It's like we're getting.
But this one felt, but this one felt much better. Because it was like a complete game, and
okay.
2 of my kids shot threes, which was awesome. Yes,
They made them.
yes.
Nice.
2 kids made threes. Proud of them. But like I was telling one of my kids, obviously by himself, he's very good. He can shoot the ball. He goes further. He's one of the kids who shot the three. In practice, though, playing with kids, get frustrated, get cry, and every time he missed, Tristan stole the ball, blocked him, shot him. Then Tristan started pretending like, "Oh, you broke my ankle," so he shoot the ball in. And I was like, "Don't do that." And I was telling the kid, I was playing to all of the players. I go, shooting points is not the only way to win the game. I said, or to have an impact on the game. You you can make it. That's why you're upset. You can do it. Don't miss it. Don't get all upset. Try to get the rebound and then know, okay, next time I got to do this. You know what you got to do to get better. So that whole game, he rated his first 3, confidence goes up. Didn't cry one bit. Didn't get upset. Went right back to it. We got the one of the kids who's brand new to basketball, Alex. I still got to teach him how to dribble good enough. I was helping him in the last, but he was like
those are the fun ones.
He's fun, and I'm very. This kid's been getting better each week, and he's one of the kids that stole the ball, and now he's not afraid to rebound. Before he's going like this, now he's like getting it. So and then Tristan had a couple blocks, assists, and a steal. So very proud of him, and
you sound better now. Yeah, it fixed itself on its own. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Mid speech, it started going like Tati said. It sounds like you're inside a can. That's actually pretty funny.
Really? I don't know. It might be my name. It might be the
something's
going on.
No, you were fine. You were fine. Now it's fine. You sounded okay, and then mid speech it went off, and then it came back and it fixed itself. So you're okay.
Oh, well, all right. So I sound okay now. All right, good. All right.
You're fine.
So. Of course, I have the trilogy here. I have Alex. Me and Alex are talking. I got Tati and Evan watching. So somebody's going to tell me something's wrong.
Yeah.
But
someone's going to find something, dude.
Game 1 in the books. I was proud of it because it felt better because everybody was on the right page. Passing, it's like everything you want to show them, Alex. They were doing it. So I'm excited for this Saturday. I'm ready to go. Man. I'm ready to go. So yeah, man. No, it was the audio. It was bad. Okay, I missed when I could not hear you. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, bro. But anyway,
guess who's gonna have mic problems next time it's on?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Muted. No. But no, man, it was awesome, and we're getting closer to the holiday. We're feeling it here. Obviously, Evan could speak to that. Temperature changes. The weather right now is fluctuating. So it was a cold. Audrey just had her Christmas concert the day before that. Great. The kids were awesome. She did amazing.
School concert or
it was no. It was we had the Christmas tree lighting ceremony in downtown Franklin.
Okay.
And before they lit it up, she and the choir, the school choir, sang to the town. And we had thousands of people there, and it was a huge event, but it was cold, dude.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you and I, we don't mind the cold, but I could feel it in my shoulders.
Yeah.
And you don't even realize it. You go to scratch your face.
Oh, yeah.
And it was completely numb. It was completely numb. And we're standing there going, oh my gosh.
Your lips are dry. Start getting chapped. And you're like,
well, it's they say, oh, they're only going to do a few songs. And then you're going to have 2 other, they had a Grammy award. And then they had somebody from a theater. So, this is awesome. And like they'll get off stage and we could just leave. We don't have to stay around for this, because it was too damn cold. No, she was there the whole time up until the end, and that's when we finally took off. And I had to come back and do the check down, so I had to rush home and do the check down.
Oh man!
So I was like defrosting it during the show. But it was
defrosting.
Just gotta keep chugging, man. Keep going, keep going, keep going. I don't know what this means, but I mean like going,
it's
not like
whoa,
this.
whoa.
Yeah, like going.
You keep going as open hand. If you close the hand, that's a different little
that's
thing.
That's when you know it's time to. It's almost
we're live. We're live.
We're live. People are watching. Anyway, man.
Evan,
look,
I see your comment, Evan. Perfect. Let me know. It was a side conversation we had because he needs me to do an installation for a property he has over here. Let me know, and let me know is Evan going to be in town when you come for the walk, for the Dolphins walk?
Not that I know of.
No?
Not that I know of.
We got to coordinate, so we got to all get together.
But that would be awesome, though.
Yeah, for sure.
February. That's when we're going. But for those who don't know, who are tuning in right now, of course, I'm doing the Dolphins Cancer Challenge in February, doing the 5K. I did it last year and raising money for that. Very proud of what we've raised so far. We're continuing to raise. I'm almost towards my goal. That would be awesome.
Whoop, whoop.
If Fitzstanza could come,
my treat this time, Evan.
Evan, you don't even have to do the 5K to attend the event. You could come as a guest just to hang out. You hang out with the family and do all that, man. It's very cool. It's an awesome event. But you have to promise that if McDaniel is still the head coach and you see him, you got to be nice. Don't mess it up. Don't do
bro, that. You know what? Evan talks a lot, but I guarantee you if he runs into Mike McDaniel in person, he's going to love McDaniel. He's going to end up hugging McDaniels all day. One of the big bear hugs.
Don't act like they're going to be like he's going to hug him like he's up here. Evan's tall, man. Evan would be like,
hey,
buddy, like in his belly, it's okay. Shake his head.
He'll just pick him up.
I remember seeing Evan when the first time, because I knew he was tall, but when he first came pick me up at the airport, he got around the car. He's like, you need help with your bag? I was like, yeah, dude, sure.
Jesus Christ.
God, hey. Big foot.
How tall are you, Evan? Like 6'3"? Tell me, we'll make sure he's good.
Yeah, he'll be all right. It's an awesome event. We had a blast. And Alex, I again, even if you guys don't participate, it'd be cool if you guys.
Oh no, this year we're doing it.
Are you doing it?
Oh, yeah, I gotta sign us up, but we're doing it for sure.
Okay.
I want the whole family to do it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. 6'3". There you go.
There you go.
Boom. It's an awesome event for sure. I'm looking forward to doing that. Network wise, I mean, shows are going on. We had our first Florida Cats and Dirty Rats podcast for the Florida Panthers with Will and Evan. It's produced by FTSN and 305 Sports. That was a great show. On Deck is growing and killing it. I'm proud of Russ. Dave Stager is back on the check down. He's killing it. Goon Squad might be around the corner working out.
Might be coming.
I got some. I actually had to send you some of the music, Alex.
Yes.
I did some. It has Jimmy B on there. And so that will segue to what we're about to talk because it's really cool, Alex. It says Jimmy B and D Wade and it say all and Tyler Hero, and I'm like, holy crap! You know how I do the song, so I'm like,
that's
whoa.
Awesome. That is awesome.
But then of course all these reports start coming out. We go, oh crap! Change.
Let's delete this. Let's edit this.
So we're gonna talk. We'll talk Dolphins for sure. We'll get Alex brought it up, and we'll talk about the reports. There's two conflicting reports on McD about his job status with the Dolphins. We're gonna touch on that. But before we get into that, let's talk Miami Heat because we spent a lot of time talking Dolphins last episode and didn't really get a chance to talk to my brother about just life. So, but we're gonna get to Heat talk because it's fun, and trades are always fun because it's like it's interesting. It's like, oh, what can we possibly get here? So first off, let's go ahead and break it down. And maybe I could pull the tweet up from the original tweet from Shams, one he didn't get,
which seems like a decade ago, and it happened
right
yesterday.
Now with everything that's happened. So okay.
Then I remember when you messaged me, and I remember I think one of the first things I forgot. I gotta look back at the message. I'm like, I'll wait for it to be confirmed or something, or I'm gonna wait because it seemed out of nowhere on a Tuesday morning when ESPN has nothing.
had said that it was
the timing of it is all weird.
The Heat don't usually leak it, and I said, I had a feeling, a suspicion that it could be from his agent, because but then his agent has come out and it was like, yo, wait a second, especially with the Phoenix report, it's kind of like, yo,
correct.
So
now we're in a situation that someone's lying, because when
but
someone says something and says I didn't say it, there's someone lying.
Something's going on.
Something's going on.
My thing too is, well, let's get through it and we'll talk
about. Go ahead.
So Shams, who's now a part of ESPN after Adrian Wojnarowski left to be the GM of his alma mater, and prayers up for Adrian for Rose, who's dealing with cancer.
He has prostate cancer. Yeah.
It's but he says he's fine, so thank God for that. But the Heat are open, and this is Shams. He says the Heat are opening to listening to offers for Jimmy Butler. League sources have told ESPN the 6-time All-Star is believed to be a prefer win now contender. They believe to be prefer a win now contender in any trade. The 3 teams that were listed initially were the Dallas Mavericks, Houston Rockets, and Golden State Warriors. So there's been a lot of reports now coming out. Jimmy has spoken on it. First yesterday he refused to talk about it. Today he came out and said it. Of course, he said, hey, I'm worried about the Heat. I'm worried about winning. I'm paraphrasing. I'm worried about winning here. And then they said, what about? He said, I'm not worried about an extension. Would you like my Heat to keep you? He says, basically says, I don't care. We'll figure it out. I don't know. So of course, everything. And then he haven't mentioned anything. The only one who's spoken directly in disregard to it was his agent, Bernie Lee, but really with the whole report on the Phoenix Suns. We'll read on that. So here's what Shams said, though, that initiated his agent, Jimmy's agent, to come on, or to say something finally. Shams reported 3 hours earlier today that the Phoenix Suns are another team that Jimmy Butler's agent, Bernie Lee, has indicated in league circles that the 6-time All-Star is open to as a destination while Miami listens to trade offers. Sources tell ESPN, joining Dallas, Houston, and Golden State. So let me go ahead and see if I could pull up Bernie Lee's tweet.
Yeah,
and at this point, it sounds like he did. I mean, literally went off.
And the funny part, Mickey Harrison, posted it.
Yes. So here's what he said after that tweet. Bernard Lee. All right, listen. I gave you a pass yesterday because I was busy, but if you don't stop putting my name on your complete and utter made-up bull BS, because you normally aren't worth my time to acknowledge. Continued. I don't know what I'm going to do because I'm a middle-aged dad, but just know it would indicate severe dislike. World, all this is fabricated. I have never, and honestly, it wouldn't help me or the position I represent to do anything that's been reported by said journalist. Shams, this is your opportunity to say, my bad, quote unquote. I left my chat GPT write my tweets and went old school Peter Fache to be a trendsetter. Invent the new I was hacked. Carry on. Thank you. So, obviously, he was not cool with Shams using his name and say that he's trying to push a trade or add another team to kind of gain leverage, as a lot of agents tend to do. The Heat are used a lot of time as leverage. Look, the Heat is a team this player is interested in, when really that drives up the price, or it makes another team want to jump in and maybe get the deal done. So, first off, just saying this quick, and then we'll get into all the extra stuff. We talked about this. I'm not surprised by this whatsoever. Just if that the noise is here, and whether this is another team that's trying to make it happen, maybe did it come somewhere from Jimmy's camp? His agent says no, but like you said, someone is lying. Now, not to discredit Shams. Shams is Shams, and he's well known and he's broken a lot. Anyway, he's on the same boat as Roj. But when there's smoke, there's fire, and when you get the news that Pat Riley from his lips saying, we're not going to extend him, we have time, and then you hear that possibly, if the Heat are not afraid to lose him for nothing. Barry Jackson came out with some tweets earlier. Barry Jackson, another obviously well connected with Miami in regards of coverage. He's connected all around Miami. I can pull up his stuff too while you bring up your points, but
yeah,
it doesn't surprise me because, again, where the Heat are right now, they're middle of the road. Not saying they're not going to get better. We both believe in this team, but they're middle of the road. Jimmy is going to most likely opt out of his deal. He will opt out of
He
his
will. He's
deal
gonna
at
opt
the end
out.
of the season.
He's
I
gonna
think
opt out.
he's projected to make 53 million, but he could make more.
He can make more. His opt-in is a 52 million option. He
Yeah.
could. He's going to opt out.
He's going to opt out because
sure.
it's just a formality.
Correct.
So he's going to become a free agent.
Correct.
The word coming out of Miami, based off what people are writing, is that Miami's not afraid of losing him for nothing or whatever. Meaning if obviously, to me though, that was a ploy, a word to another team saying, unless you give us the deal we want or make it worthwhile, we're okay holding him.
I'll give you context to that. Yeah, I'll give you context to that.
You know what I'm saying? To me, when that report came out saying that the Heat aren't afraid to lose him for nothing, to me that sounds like, hey, we're okay holding him and then playing out this season. We get cap relief either way. Correct. But a team that could be in the market, especially in the West, a lot of teams in the West. Notice all these teams that have been brought up are in the West.
Correct.
Are playoff contenders, literal.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't surprise me. It makes sense, especially before the trade deadline for Miami, especially when Tyler has raised his value so much, not just off the court, but on the court for Miami, where you're starting to see a transcending player. We know how good Tyler is. Obviously, you spoke to this many, many times, but he's hitting a level where you see the confidence. You've seen glimpses of it, in the finals and whatever. Yeah. But now you're seeing it consistently, where it's in his head, where you go, damn. What if it's not Tyler? What if we did move Jimmy, who's an aging veteran? His cap number's really high. You got Bam, who's young. You got Tyler, who's young. He's already signed to a deal. You trade for some more pieces, younger pieces, with additional draft picks, and your team's still competitive in the East. And the East is weak at the bottom.
Right.
You could set yourself up for a pretty damn good future. Because now you don't have to include a Jaime and a Khalil or a Jovic. Now they have to include their players in there. And now you have a strong young foundational piece in your core. So doesn't surprise me. We'll talk on those deals, but before we get into those deals, Alex, man, talk to me about these reports. How much validity do you put in them? Obviously, do you say, man, yeah, I kind of see them as true, but there's some of it that I think is bullshit. What's your thoughts on the Jimmy Butler trade reports coming out now?
Well, the foundation of the information that is being talked about is true, and we've known it since Pat Riley's press conference, where he said that the extension is not a priority. We don't have to talk about it, and we don't have to make a decision on it. Is what he said verbatim. So that's been said. Jimmy, before the season started, stated that he's not going to sign an extension at all in season. He's not going to do it, even if it's offered. He said it legit. So when that verbiage is said, we understand he just opened up big face here in Wynwood. He's established a family life here. He loves it here. But with that being said, you can't discount it from both parties, and you don't know at what time people are playing hardball or they're calling each other's bluffs, where Jimmy knows he wants to be here. He's not going to take a discount to be here. So Jimmy believes he has a certain value. Miami believes he has another value monetarily. Now, we understand the value that he brings to the franchise. We understand what Jimmy has brought to us. And he rescued us from obscurity, to be honest with you. Jimmy came at a time where the franchise needed a player like him, polarizing as he is, to rise the fan base again and rise his organization. So that's granted. It's been there, and he's done that. He's earned his money. This year, he's been available, and he's playing arguably the most efficient basketball he's played as a Heat. Now, people that don't follow basketball are just going to go to the stats: points per game, assists per game, rebounds per game. That might be down, but his true shooting percentage, his efficiency rates, everything is skyrocketing. Especially since Spo made the lineup changes. Miami is 7-2 with this lineup, and we have the number one net rate lineup in the whole NBA when they switch the starting lineup to Duncan, Tyler, Highsmith, Butler, and Bam. So the timing of this report is what really surprised me. It's a Tuesday morning. There's no news going on. There's no games. ESPN just had Monday night. There's nothing to talk about. And all of a sudden, in the early morning, while the Heat are in shoot around in practice, this report comes out. And automatically, when you send it to me, my number one thought, I'm like, okay, this isn't Miami. So for sure, I already discounted the Heat automatically. Miami doesn't work that way. Miami is going to leak something out to certain people only. They don't leak to they never leak to Wojnarowski. Shams is a more of a player agent relationship, where Wojnarowski was more of a front office relationship. So there's the dynamic there. And then you started thinking about the situation. Why would this come out now? If Miami is playing at its best that they have all season, Jimmy is performing. Well, you can argue Jimmy's value is really high right now, but it's still not as high as it will be closer to the trade deadline when you have multiple teams seeing him as a missing piece, even if they know it's a rental, because Jimmy has made it clear he's going to opt out. Kind of like the situation with OKC when they traded for Paul George. They were able to convince Paul George to sign the extension. That's a similar situation where now we are in a similar situation as the Clippers were with Paul George when they didn't extend him. The reason the Heat say that they're not afraid of losing him is because any team that is in win now mode, due to the aprons, they're in the first apron, the second apron, they don't have the cap space. So the only way to acquire Jimmy Butler, even if he opts out, it's a sign and trade deal. Now, there are a few teams that might have enough money. Well, for sure, Brooklyn is going to have enough money, so that might be enticing for Jimmy. You build around them, but still, it's very difficult to build around a 35-year-old, a 36-year-old. That's what people are not seeing here. So there's other teams that we're going to mention. One of my surprises that might be is a San Antonio. San Antonio might be able to get under the cap and sign him outright without a necessity for a sign and trade. But every other team that is contending, they need to be working with Miami and a sign and trade deal. So that's when Miami is like, it's okay. We're not going to lose them for nothing. We know we're not going to lose them for nothing. Now, the whole reasoning of the timing, I go back to it and I'm like, why does this come out now? Like, who leaks this? And for Shams to double down again and provide exact team names, and then Bernie, I knew Miami wasn't going to come out and say anything because it wasn't Miami's place to come out and say anything. Miami probably felt that it was Jimmy's camp that probably said something, or conversations that were had in the offseason that are being related now and are being released now. So is there truth to the conversation of Miami's going to listen to offers? Absolutely. Miami's going to listen to anything you approach them with.
Due diligence.
You're running an organization.
Yep.
You have to listen to what people are going to talk about. That does not mean Miami is making calls, or Miami's taking calls right now, or Miami is in talks to trade Jimmy. Miami is willing to listen to trade offers and packages. How does that happen? Conversations. Yeah. GMs call each other, message each other. Hey, scenarios.
Would you be interested if I included this
Correct.
player, a couple players? Okay, that gets the ball rolling. But let's keep let's continue a discussion. Yeah,
correct. And I'll still say I'll preface before we go on further. I still don't think Jimmy's going to get traded this year. I still think this team, though Miami's fourth in the East right now.
Yes,
like we can play, we can compete this year.
It's a great point, and you brought it up, which is great too. The Heat. Again, the Heat have said, or there's been reported that Heat have said basically like, hey, we can wait. We don't have to move him. Just like we don't have to sign him. We don't fear losing him for nothing.
Yeah.
Because truly, like you said, they might not. They can easily get to the end of the season. He opts out.
Yeah.
He goes and listens, and then they work out a sign and trade and take a deal where maybe not as much as what you could get at a deadline, but still
gets compensation.
Like you said, if the Heat are fourth, third in the East, whatever. And the Heat said, you know what, let's ride this out because maybe we could make a final run here. And then
those teams need salaries. Those teams that are mentioned need to send salary to be able to acquire Jimmy, whether it's now or in the offseason. So there's going to be players moving. And Miami's not going to trade Jimmy for a lesser player right now or a package of players. Because then, if a trade goes down with Jimmy, it's not going to be just 1v1, like one player for Jimmy. It's a package deal. So now you're possibly moving also to a third team, Josh Richardson. You're moving Thomas Bryant. you're moving other places because you need the roster spots
Yeah.
for the players that you're acquiring,
That you're
unless it's a
getting.
3-team deal. Of course.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just say very quick, 8 hours ago from Barry Jackson. Here's what's changed since the Butler trade report. Neither party has publicly denied it. We know now that his agent has denied at least the Phoenix, and I think most of it, but he says that has publicly denied. He sometimes denies stuff like this. Butler, while being a total pro, said, I don't know, and asked if is Miami where he wants to be. He isn't pushing to leave as best as any of us knows. He also did retweet what the agent posted. Let's see here. This was 8 hours ago. His agent has commented, but Shams reported on TV that the agent has conveyed interest in Houston, Dallas, Golden State as potential places. Okay, let's just talk about the teams.
Okay.
And so when I saw the list, there were 3 teams, and you throw Phoenix in there, but again, here's what I say about Phoenix very quick. I don't know how that happens. I'll just say it like that. Are they trading KD straight up? I don't know. So I don't put much validity in that. That does not make any sense whatsoever. And unless there's a lesser known player at a higher number that they could possibly do, but Miami's not doing that.
They can't. It's
Dallas,
Booker, or KD. Yeah. That's it.
But who?
Because they can't combine players because they're a second apron team.
They're not going to move KD. They're not going to do it because then you're cutting your team, and so I'm not even worried about Phoenix. So anybody who's daydreaming about Phoenix, I would say let's put them,
let it go.
Let it go. Dallas makes sense because it's Dallas, but
correct,
because where he grew up. But it does not make sense because again, they're in a tight spot as well. Kyrie Irving, because they got Klay Thompson. I forget who the other guy is. Ozzy Dunk, Luka Doncic. And Kyrie. Kyrie is also an opt-out option. He will more likely opt out and go look for an extension in Dallas. So him going to Dallas is to me a non-factor. I don't know how that would work. Houston is intriguing because of the young pieces they have. I'm not really intrigued by the high price point players. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really a Fred Van Fleet. I know that because the contract would, that probably, or another player. But like a Jabari Smith, if that dude was thrown in the mix.
Cam Whitmore.
Alex.
Finally get Cam.
Dude, you tell me, hey, I got to take a friend. I don't have the list in front of me. Forgive me. I had it at work and I forgot it. But Fred Van Fleet, whatever, like, okay. I'm saying his name because he has the most. I don't know who's the one.
Dylan Brooks is the one with $20 million a year. Yeah,
Dylan Brooks.
So it's going to be a combination.
Like, okay, they're not bad. I'm not throwing shade on them. Those are
Steven
solid
Adams.
players.
You're probably going to get Steven Adams.
Steven Adams, dude, that's fine.
Deal.
That's better than meet Steven Adams coming off the bench all day. But I don't hate. But if you tell me, like you say, Cam Whitmore or Jabari Smith, you could put him at the 4 or the 3. Oh, dude. We're cooking with bacon grease.
I'll ask for Thompson, but I'm not going to get Thompson.
You're not going to get Thompson.
I'm not going to get him. I'm not going to get him. But
I'll ask. It doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah,
now, the team that makes the most sense out of those 3 is Golden State.
Yeah.
They're Golden State on both sides. Like, Golden State, obviously they lost Klay Thompson. They're right in the middle of it. I mean, and they want to get there's reports even before this report came out that they want to get Steph Curry another all-star type teammate.
And before you even go, you know what? If I'm Houston, Bobby, I don't even make this move. I build the OKC way. I let my young guys and just 100%. Run it.
But because of the young guys you got, you got legit. Like there's some guys that young players like you got to move them because they're gonna hit a ceiling. But a Jabari, a Cam,
Eason, another guy.
Green, those guys to grow. You got to sign a player outright to your team.
Oh, I'll ask for Green. I would definitely ask for Green. I like Green.
Yeah, minus his videos. I mean, you just keep away from
That's okay.
It's just not in front of his teammates. I'm down with Green in regards of as a player. I mean, he's a stud, but Golden State makes a lot of sense, and they got a intriguing trade package.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. One where it's like it's hard to, and this one I think I do have something pulled up.
It has to be Wiggins, Kuminga, because you got to make the money
So
match.
here's one. Yeah, here's one. This is one of the ones that I saw,
Mhm.
and obviously they have picks included in this.
Yeah.
But one of the ones was obviously Jonathan Kuminga,
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins,
Mhm.
Gary Payton, and DeAnthony Milton.
Oh,
That was
Milton
the
for sure salary. Yeah.
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 And then Jimmy Butler, Highsmith, and Richardson would be from the Miami side.
I would do if that was a trade. Now the only thing then it comes to you face a situation with Kuminga, because that's the reason Golden State is even thinking about trading him. They don't know if they want to sign him long term.
Yeah.
Because at the price that he's going to request, which is $30 million per. So that's going to be interesting. Wiggins, I can live with that contract because Wiggins is making 22. I think it's 22, 20
I'm
something
cool
million.
with Wiggins. I'm cool with, especially in the Heat
Yeah.
culture. And
Gary Payton is a monster.
Yeah.
They'll probably ask for Pods, the lefty, the shooting guard. They'll ask for him maybe, but he's not going to be moved.
They got two other trades on here, and let me say the other two too.
We're probably going to get the same package that they were offering the Clippers for Paul George, which it fell through because of that. The Warriors wanted to acquire Paul George. The Clippers didn't make the move in a sign and trade, and they were offering Kuminga, Wiggins, and all that. And then I forgot what it was.
Here's another one. They got Andrew Wiggins, DeAnthony Milton, Kyle Anderson, and a first-round pick for Jimmy. And then the last one sounds
reasonable.
Yeah,
because it makes the money work.
This one is interesting just because draft picks. But hear me out. So this is a 3-team trade.
Yeah.
So Golden State would let me just do this. Miami would receive. It's between the Warriors, the Heat, and the Wizards. What's up, Will? Will at 305 Sports Now.
So Kuzma's involved.
So let me tell you. No, let me tell you right now. So the Heat would acquire in this deal Andrew Wiggins, Malcolm Brogdon, Gary Payton II, Buddy Hield, and a first-round pick from Golden State.
Buddy Hield.
The Wizards, Buddy Hield.
The Warriors wouldn't trade. Wow. Okay. Go ahead.
This is what they have. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Wizards would receive Anthony Milton, Kevin Looney, Josh Richardson, Lindy Walters, and then 4 second-round picks, 2 from each the Heat and the Warriors. And the Warriors would receive Butler and Duncan Robinson. That would be the 3-team trade. Why would you give Duncan Robinson to the Golden State Warriors?
It's like, come on, man. I mean, okay.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. With you, okay? Think about this.
Who do we get? What do we get?
That's what I'm about to ask you. That's what I was going to ask you.
Okay.
That way you kind of, because we know what we're losing with Duncan. If you move Duncan.
Yeah.
We know what we're losing there.
Yeah.
Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah.
Gary Payton and Buddy Hield and a first-round pick. So Buddy Hield and Brogdon, are they worth equal to production-wise that you would get from a Duncan and a Jimmy?
Well,
or just a Duncan. Let's say Duncan leaves, you get Buddy Hield.
I got Buddy. The only thing is you're acquiring players that contracts run into second and third years because Buddy Hield just signed his deal. Wiggins has I believe 2 more years on his deal, if I'm not mistaken, or a year and an opt-in. So I would have to weigh the option. Brogdon's on an expiring deal, I believe, so I don't mind that. I'm not getting any draft picks, right?
1 draft pick, first-round pick, 2027.
I'm getting a first-round pick. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So if Buddy Hield's my guy, Buddy Hield's making Buddy Hield and Wiggins are making the amount of money that I believe Jimmy is making. So that kind of balances itself out. I don't feel the necessity to even a trade for Duncan, but if you're trading for Duncan, you're alleviating yourself another year of salary. So you're gaining almost $20 million. So you're getting some cap flexibility. You acquire Payton. Payton is making like $9 or $10 million a year, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not a bad, honestly, that wouldn't be a bad move because you acquired a defensive guard. You're acquiring shooting with Buddy Hield, so he takes over for Duncan Robinson. You're acquiring Andrew Wiggins, which is still a great player that people undervalue, and he fits perfectly with the timeline of Bam and Tyler. So that, you know what, that wouldn't be a bad move. I like that move. I like that last package.
So let me just give these 3 trades these are all Golden State. These offers, these things. Here's my thing. We just said 3 different trade packages, and we said, okay, these could work. The Duncan one is the one where I kind of go, oh, I wouldn't want to really give up
It's
Duncan.
clicking right now. It's clicking,
once it
man.
gets hot, yeah. But the only thing I can say about these out of the 3 teams, the main teams being mentioned, not Phoenix, Golden State makes the most sense. Not just for Golden State, for Jimmy, but also because he gets his shooters, he could kick out 3 easy. He just has to play defense and do his thing. He could be what they wanted in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. But also makes sense for Miami in regards they're the most favorable trade packages that I look at and I go, okay, I can live with that. I can see an Andrew Wiggins with a Jaime Jaquez and a Tyler Hero and a Bam Adebayo and whether it's a Brogdon or a Buddy Hield or a Gary Payton, I could see that. And if you give me a first round pick or a couple picks, let's talk.
You see, if he wants to get moved, obviously the team that offers you the best potential is
What
Houston.
matters more to you? What matters more, draft picks or players? What would entice you more?
Honestly, I could do a combination of, but still, I'd rather have young players that I can develop because I know draft picks are not guarantees. It all depends on the year and from the team, Yeah. But I would like the young players that fit the timeline, like in their 2021, because we got to think about this. People, it's funny what I'm about to say, and people are gonna laugh, but in 2 years, Boston is going to be kind of like out of their window. I know they got Jaylen Brown. I know they got Jason Tatum. But the rest of their core, aside from like Derek White, is all older and is changing. The teams that are going to run the East is Orlando, Cleveland, Miami if they get young as well. The teams that are going to run the West, OKC, Houston, Portland is going to be up and coming too. So there's a lot of people don't realize that this is a first generational build with a new CBA. So these teams that are like in these double aprons, look at the teams that are double aprons. Phoenix, Milwaukee, who else? Obviously Celtics because they doubled down on their team. They extended everybody. Everybody in their starting lineup is making 20+ million and they're being sold. So there's a revolution per se how you build these rosters. And I wouldn't say I don't value the picks. I like the picks. And I would like to get some picks back that we traded. For example, people were freaking out and they wanted to make moves. We traded Kyle Lowry and a first for Terry Rozier. We understood the trade. I backed up the trade because it was an improvement. We didn't know Terry was going to get hurt. But there's a situation that if you just let Kyle Lowry's contract expire, you could have been more of a player this offseason in certain regards to signing trades or whatnot. So there's a benefit and there's also a downfall to these situations. But at the end of the day, even though the packages and all that, unless Jimmy requests a trade, these are all major hypotheticals that we can enjoy and have fun with it. But what you mentioned, I think, is true. The team that might be willing to risk based on the situations, but I don't see it happening unless Kuminga's involved because of his contract situation.
Well, so I guess Kuminga would be the most attractive piece.
Yes. Which
sure.
I would if I'm going to acquire in him, that means that Miami is willing to give a contract extension to Kuminga over a Jimmy,
But and people might go, oh, but Kuminga is not Jimmy. No, he's not. And first off, you got Jaime. But we're going to talk sleeper teams, Kevin, for sure. Alex has a couple teams up his sleeve that he has in his mind. So we will for sure in just a second. But I will say, man, when I look at that deal, to me, like Kuminga, absolutely. But I have a feeling Andrew Wiggins in Miami would be interesting. I
would ask for Wiggins and Kuminga.
Yeah,
Wiggins, Kuminga, and Melton. That's it. That's all you need financially. That's all you need. Wiggins, Melton, and Kuminga. If you want, while you're talking, I'm gonna do the ESPN trade machine to see if it works.
I can do it right here. I got it. You doing?
Oh, you got it. You go. No, go do it. Do
Jimmy.
For it most likely is gonna involve a third team, but I believe if my math is correct. I think
I did it. I think you could do it, but
you could do Jimmy and Josh to make it work.
Yeah,
you definitely don't have to trade Duncan Robinson.
No, you don't. And I know Will's right. Courtney is already hating that third
Oh,
trade.
wait.
There ain't no way she wants to trade Duncan, but Jimmy's at 48.8, basically rounding up, and you got Wiggins, Milton, and Kaminga. That is about 46, about 47.
Oh, you
So
can make the trade.
that one is the Warriors are over the not or that one would fail. That one would fail for those three, and I think because they're just about under, they have to match. So
Yeah, they can't take back more salary.
yeah,
So you would
so
have to move. You can move any of your minimal salaries, like Waters or whatever.
yeah,
Like if
just
you move Waters, you can get it done. Or actually, you know what? You can move. Okay, I got you. Hold on. Let's
well,
take
one of the
one out.
1800 guys, right?
Yeah, actually take one. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Jackson.
Take no take put Looney, and then you probably can move Richardson. Let me see.
Oh, I see. Well, take on so at that point,
Yeah, move. Put
you, you're
you
taking
can.
the Heat are taking more back now.
Yeah,
So
you're taking Wiggins, Melton, Looney, and Kuminga, and you're trading Jimmy and Richardson.
let's see. So that one would work.
That should work.
That one would work.
Financially, it will work. But still, you see, I don't think Golden State makes that move because
Yeah,
they're giving up a lot.
They are. Well, and
Unless if they're not going to resign Kuminga, and look, Kuminga could be moved in a separate deal. Like I wouldn't be surprised, for example, if an OKC goes and gets Kuminga,
yeah.
something like that. Orlando shows up and gets Kuminga. So Kuminga's going to be moved. If he doesn't agree to an extension, Kuminga will be moved by the trade deadline to the highest bidder. They don't care. Now his contract extension is going to loom a little bit because is he willing to sign it? Because is he going to be he's going to be an unrestricted? Is he going to be a restricted free agent? I think he's going to be
Who?
Kuminga. Yeah, I think he's a restricted free agent.
See, and right now I'm looking.
Oh no, he's going to be an unrestricted because they didn't offer the quality. I think they didn't offer him the quality offer one.
So, anywho, I think I wouldn't be surprised if a deal was to go down. It would include a third team, like you said, Alex, just to make salaries work
To facilitate, yeah.
Especially if you want to throw, but you don't want to throw a bunch of players. So you're like, okay, let's trade this guy here, and then Miami gets another guy from another squad.
Correct.
But anyway, let's talk about it, man. Teams that could be sleeper teams. Not you brought up the San Antonio Spurs at the end of the season, but if a trade was to go down
in season,
what are those teams that you think could possibly sneak in the sweepstakes for Jimmy?
Well, I will keep my eye out on the two LA teams, Clippers and Lakers. I would not be surprised if you start hearing the rumors, especially with Kawhi coming back. Remember, when Jimmy was a free agent, Kawhi, that's one of the players that he wanted to play with was Jimmy Butler, and there was talks about them going to LA together. There was a lot of talks back then. Even Kyrie and Jimmy, they wanted to play together. So I wouldn't discount them. Any other team that I can see, I would be surprised if OKC makes a move of that nature. I don't see Jimmy okaying a move to OKC.
Okaying a move would be different because obviously he wants to win.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? What is
it's a great situation.
Yeah, what's
exactly.
okay? Because if I'm OKC, I'm not moving most of my guys.
I'm not moving any of my guys.
Yeah, because to me, but if I'm Miami, if OKC calls and they're like, "Hey man, what do you?" I'm like, "Okay, let's talk."
Yeah,
because there's players on that's a team I'm definitely like. Let me pull up OKC for a second.
And I highly doubt this because they already touched base. But the Knicks made they moved everything. They moved the needle to what they are right now. So I don't foresee them doing anything. Like I said, in the offseason, I do see Brooklyn making a push. Houston will be the most sense for him. He's from Tomball, Texas. He's close to there. But sleeper picks, the only ones I can see like that is the LA teams in season.
Yeah. So very quick, talking about LA teams, but let's the Lakers for a second because I did see the Lakers pop up a few times.
Oh, actually, he makes a point. Sacramento might, if they don't agree with De'Aaron Fox, that could be a swap because we'll send some young guys and Jimmy for De'Aaron Fox and another player. So that might be an
Well,
all
De'Aaron
LA
Fox,
teams.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. And here's the thing, too. Again, all West teams. Notice that.
Yeah. No, we're not
All
going to trade
West.
him in conference.
No, and so, but very quick, with the
Yeah.
Lakers,
Mhm.
you look at the Lakers players that would help fit. Is there any player? No, let's go Clippers first. What players on the Clippers though would intrigue you? You know,
Oof.
that you were like, oh, I would like to get this guy from the Clippers. Obviously, salary has to matter here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know, is there any player on the Clippers that you're like, oh, I would like him? But
Well, I love Derrick Jones Jr., Norman Powell, but I don't think they're going to move him. I mean, you have to move him to make the salary work. And basically what the Clippers do, if they do a move like this, what the Clippers did was trade Paul George for Jimmy Butler. So they are going to lose some versatility, some depth. But I would ask, obviously, for Powell, for Derrick Jones Jr., who's another one that they have that is on a contract. I would ask for expiring deals, if anything, if I can get young guys, because you want to be able to be free out of the opt-out year for Jimmy. If you're going to trade Jimmy, you want potential young players and a productive player, but you also want financial flexibility if you can.
yeah, and right here, so Norman Powell, Zubac, PJ Tucker, Terrence Mann, Bones Highland. Those are guys from the Clippers. Jesus, this thing's being a pain now. I'm pulling up teams that we're discussing so I could look at their rosters. Let's go Lakers and is it Houston or Sacramento? Looking at the Clippers, you know, I could see Norman Powell, I could see PJ Tucker, you know, just because you got to make salaries work, and it's up to almost
Correct.
close to $50 million. So, but then you're giving up a lot, like you said, you're killing your bench, and
You're
for whatever
killing your
reason,
bench.
Derrick Jones is blocked out. You look at
he can't be traded yet.
Yeah,
until December 15th.
Okay. So, and same thing with Buddy Hield. Again, the Warriors make a lot of sense. The Lakers make sense because again, it's win now. It's LA. It's the Lakers. LeBron wants to win. Anthony Davis wants to win. The players there. I just don't know if they do it, Alex. So, but I want you to say it before I say it. I haven't seen Memphis, but we'll look at Memphis, Kevin. He said he heard someone mention Memphis. Lakers. So, what players on the Lakers would you be cool with bringing back? So, just you have Hachimura, you got D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, those two will give me more.
Vanderbilt. You got Gabe Vincent. You got Austin Reeves.
There, those are my three. Because I know they're not going to trade Reeves.
That's my thing. When I see Reeves, I'm like, oh, dude.
They're not going to move him. I mean, I would love Reeves, but realistically, you're building a package around Hachimura, Russell, and Vanderbilt.
Yes. Because
now Vanderbilt could be a piece for me for 3 or 4 years.
But that's what I'm going to ask you. Does that satisfy you at the end of the day? Like, if let's say those are the three guys, some draft picks. If it's a 3-team team, that's a different story. But if he get back those 3 guys with this current roster, can you see it working?
I mean, I can see it working, but I'd rather stay with Jimmy because I'd rather have my depth guys.
No, I get you. Yeah. Well, because you know what we have.
It could work.
We know what work. You know what I mean? It's the grass is not always greener on the other side, right?
Exactly.
We know that phrase and we live by that a lot of times.
Correct.
But we've risked stuff. We've done. We like to be safe too, but we've done so. It's like, oh, okay, well, you're getting this guy. Oh, well, then those are not so bad. But then you go, damn, dude, we miss Jimmy's fire.
Correct.
We miss his person. We miss his.
Of course. Of course.
But if you are going to make a move, you gotta get something back. That's going to help you in the long run. Bronny's going to stay with LeBron. If he goes to Cleveland, because now they're saying if LeBron gets traded, Bronny might move with that.
Now, that would be an interesting pick. Now, and they quickly came out and like, oh no, LeBron doesn't want to leave LA. But that would be an interesting situation.
Straight up, Jimmy for Bron, bring him back. Bring LeBron back.
I would do it.
I'll do it in a heartbeat, bro. I'll do it in a heartbeat. Let's do it.
it.
That's the one deal we'll do right there. Just it's okay. Love you, Jimmy. Peace.
I love you, Jimmy. But Bron, baby, come on, baby. You can be a fun guy.
Bring back to number 6. Let's go.
Let's go, Bron.
Go. But Sacramento, De'Aaron Fox. That makes sense. Because, I mean, you know, that's might be a little more because of what his value is.
You have to trade young guys as well. Picks.
His value kind of touches on Jimmy. Correct. It's not like these other guys who are like, oh, you try to make it make sense. Your head. Fox is a different beast.
Now it could be in the off season. Remember, Fox is gonna if Sacramento chooses to not obviously give him an extension, and Fox is like, you know what, I don't want to sign because Fox is eligible for an extension. That doesn't mean that he can be. He has 1 year left, I believe, still. So that's something that can be retouched upon in the off season, and then you can kind of get talking to if they drafted Devin Carter, which is Doral Academy alumni. They have Keegan Murray. They have pieces in place. You already signed DeRozan, which is a veteran presence. So you got some moves that if you want to go that route, you know, you go full heartedly on it. So it's just wait and see. Some teams right now it's not the right time to make a move. You always wait. If Jimmy's going to be moved, you have to wait to the trade deadline. So the value could be now you risk him getting hurt also, and you risk him being out for an extended period of time, but you want to wait for his value to be at an all-time high and having a bidding war with multiple teams because at the end of the day, we're 20-something games in, but in the trade deadline, a lot of these teams could look different than what they do now record-wise. So then it really is like, wait a second, we got a shot. Let's go all in. Let's go for Jimmy. Jimmy's our missing piece.
Exactly.
So those are the moments that you gotta be like, all right, then we'll talk. We can have a conversation.
I'll say this. I would not want to trade. I hate losing players for nothing, but Jimmy's a different beast.
Correct.
You know, I would really like to see Jimmy stay in Miami just because of what he's done and what he means to the team. Now, at the same time, though, obviously I hate losing players for nothing, but Jimmy's that player where, you know, you ride it out because you want to see how far this team can go.
Correct.
And then if the season ends and nothing happens and then he leaves, okay, you tried, but then you're losing him for nothing and then you got to live with that. Maybe. Now, I don't – at the same point, though, if you have to move him now, you can move him now, but just make sure you get something good in return.
Absolutely.
Because this team could still compete.
Yeah.
They did it without Jimmy when he's injured. They could do it with, you know, and this might give – not that Tyler would be happy if Jimmy left. No way. None of them would be. But this might give Tyler a boost to say, oh, crap, I'm still here. I survived all the rumors.
Yeah.
They moved Jimmy. I'm still here. I'm the captain now, even though we know it's Bam, right?
Yeah, man.
So it's like, kill me if you do, kill me if you don't. I don't know. Or damn me if you do, damn me if you don't. I would just say this. Just hold on to your seats. You know, don't sleep on the trade rumors. That's what I'll say. Don't sleep on it. Because when there's smoke, there's fire. And now it's not us looking at another player. It's teams talking about Jimmy now, you know. So I wouldn't sleep on him, but I wouldn't be disappointed.
This is uncharted territory for Heat fans.
It is, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. So I wouldn't sleep on it. But and I even though I would love to have Jimmy continue as a Heat, I wouldn't hate it if it get past that. I wouldn't hate it if it ended up going down because as long as the return is good.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying the return is like we're saying, oh, LeBron, you know, oh, we need to get something like that. No, let's be real. You know, it's probably not going to be player of equal value. It never usually is. But he gets a couple, 3 players, solid players with some draft picks, young guys like a Wiggins, a Milton, we're okay. The Heat are going to get what now? Contracts are more manageable. Now you got tradable assets for later in the offseason. But now you're probably in the green. At that end, and especially if you include a Duncan at the end of the season, you're going to be in the green instead of in the red under the cap. So it is uncharted territory for the Heat. We're probably at a crossroads for Heat fans, and you know, but that's what the Heat do. Who's messaging me, man? I'm doing a show. Mind your business. Oh, sorry, Grandma. Love you.
Oops.
My bad, Grandma. She
Mind
said
your goddamn business, lady.
she saw that we're live on Facebook, so she sent me a thing. I was like, "Love you, Grandma."
My bad.
Yeah.
Oops.
Alex is being nice. He's just playing. He's just playing Grandma. Um. But yeah, no, this is interesting. So let's move on to the always entertaining and base dividing Miami Dolphins very quick. Hey, shout out though, again, I always like to paraphrase this. It's the Jets. We all know this. You would like to see the Heat dominate a team like that that's at the end of its rope, that's totally imploding. They're already eliminated from the playoff. But, in this instance, a win is a win. And even though he had not been performing great up until that point, freaking his name is Aaron Rodgers, he's still Aaron Rodgers, and he played like it. I mean, he turned back the clock. The Dolphins did him a lot of favors last week. And like Alex said, in the fourth quarter, you look at the phone, you say, damn, we're down? What the hell?
Yeah. It's
You're
like, oh, no.
Here we go. But Jonnu Smith, we're talking about the Dolphins now. We're moving on to Miami Dolphins now. Anyway,
Yeah.
Stay with us here.
Anyway, it was clearly stated.
Yeah, we did say what we were going to do.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is how the wives don't pay attention. They wait, what?
And then we get accused of not paying attention.
Yeah, that's right. So I thought I heard Heat though. You didn't though. You didn't. That was like 10 minutes ago. But anyway, oh gosh, women, they're just interrupting conversations. Anyway, though, Jonnu Smith had only had 3 catches in that game. Very, weird because he's been such a vital piece to the Dolphins offense. Tyreek Hill, 10 receptions, over 100 yards, a touchdown. Waddle had like 9 for 99. Achin was his, but Jonnu was the big, and it's funny, it's crazy to think that he wasn't such a focal piece of the offense that the Dolphins were not struggling, but they just weren't, they didn't get the beat until the overtime drive, that final play, touchdown Jonnu, victory in Miami. I said it before pregame. I've said it for the past few weeks now because everybody, obviously the Dolphins season, still, no matter where you stand on your chances of Miami right now, all Dolphin fans are all disappointed with the way the season is. We shouldn't be praying for teams to lose and for us to do it. Like they thought, I think anybody, no matter where you stand on where you think the season is right now, like, oh, we still have a shot. No, we're dead in the water. We all agree. This was something I was saying on postgame, Alex.
Yeah.
We all agree we're all disappointed in the way the season has gone because the Dolphins are too damn talented to be to be at this point. We understand the quarterback was injured, but then you look at it and go, okay, well, that's on the GM and or the head coach because they thought Skylar Thompson was worthwhile, or should have been the same. That was malpractice because when Tua went down, obviously you couldn't figure it out. Tua's back the past few weeks, 15 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yep, he's been elite.
Playing
he's been
great
elite,
football.
man.
He had a great game this past week. I mean, and I've been saying this, Alex, because everybody keeps bringing up Tua, and where I stand on Tua as a quarterback.
Correct.
He's good. I don't, he plays elite. I wouldn't say he's at that point, but he does play elite.
Yeah, he
but
does.
what I'm saying is, and I said this, because everybody Tua. Let's not get it confused here. Tua is not the problem. This is what I said. I'm straight up. The Dolphins, and this is how I valid it. And guys, hear me out. For the Tua haters, the Tua-neers, or whatever, you can believe whatever you want. You can believe, hey, he's good, but he's not a franchise quarterback. He shouldn't be up for. That's okay. If that's what you think, that's on you. It's all good. That. Mm-hmm. Here's the truth. The Dolphins could win a playoff game with Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback.
Yeah.
The Dolphins could win a Super Bowl with Tua Tagovailoa as quarterback. He doesn't have to be elite. He doesn't have to be great. He could be good. He's been playing great. This falls down to the construction of your roster and the coaching of your football team. That's what it is. Your players have to execute, but you have to give them the plays to execute, and you have to construct your roster to survive. When your main guy goes down, and your main guy, obviously for McDaniel, is Tua Tagovailoa, You should have a quarterback who's coming in who could replace him. You don't have to win every game, but you have to do well. Miami didn't do that. That's malpractice. And Tua knows it. Tua blames himself. Oh, I should have been smarter. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Tua, yeah, for sure. Try to protect yourself. But at the same time, though, shit's going to happen. You're a football player.
Yeah.
Your competitiveness is going to get it. And I've said it, Tua, don't be stupid. Slide. But at the same time, though, I understand. You're a competitor. You want to win. So I don't put that really on you at that point. I put it at the coach because I say, hey, wait a second. He's going to hurt himself. We know what his history is. Where's his backup? Why do we have a third string and a practice squad player behind him?
Look at Trevor Lawrence. He slid.
He slid, and he still got knocked out. He can protect him and get knocked out. But who came in? You got Mac Jones. And they won. Correct. It wasn't a pretty win, but they won. That's the difference. They went and got, even though they have Trevor Lawrence, who used to be the next big thing, the next Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, they have him. But what did they do, Alex? They went and got Mac Jones from the Patriots. Former first-round pick, the heir apparent to Tom Brady. Obviously, he wasn't that, but they go get him. It's not going to hurt anybody's feelings. It's not going to end the world. Trevor goes down. They got Mac. They're good. Guess what? Tua goes down, Alex. We got Tyler Huntley and Skylar. And we can pretend that we're okay with it, but at the end of the day, you're like, God dang, dude. So that's why I tell people, look, let's be real. Let's put it where it is. All right? Let's stop you could think we need another guy eventually, whatever. That's cool. I get it. But stop pretending because we have Tua, we can't win.
Of course.
That's where you put the blame on Chris Greer. You can look at McDaniel and go, this is why the season is where it is because of them, not Tua. If Brad Johnson could win a Super Bowl, if Trent Dilfer could win a Super Bowl, if Nick Foles could win a Super Bowl, if and I'm not listing all of them, Eli Manning could win a Super Bowl. Tua Tagovailoa could win a Super Bowl.
Elvis Grabak. What was it? Grabak that won the Super Bowl with the Ravens, or it was Dilfer? It was Dilfer, right?
Trent Dilfer.
Trent Dilfer was one. Yeah.
Okay, she went back. I guess I said the Heat. Sorry. Jesus. Gosh, dude. But if I mentioned the Jets, obviously I'm talking Dolphins. I just misspoke. God, it's like, why? Like, what satisfaction do you get? Like, we didn't even think about it anymore. We were done.
The best part is that I could see her laughing and typing vigorously and upset.
Don't you ever doubt me again.
I was.
Oh, God.
You were right. Though.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, though. So, burn, Bobby. Whatever. ABC capital D. What you say? No, just wake in the middle of the night.
Who's right now?
You feel the heat right now?
You want the heat?
It's hot. Anyway.
Time to dominate.
Time to dominate this court. But no, I mean, look, that's the truth. Let's put where it is, so anyway, he did their job. They won, right? It's on to Houston now.
You said it again.
Dolphins. Damn it. We were doing so good. Dolphins. God, I'm going to block her from the show, dude. God dang. What's she talking for?
He's like, you can block her from the show, but you can't block her from your life.
Lock this damn door. She's going to sleep on the couch tonight. And that's the thing. Look, what's crazy is fix the defense. What's crazy is, right, you're not wrong because look what the defense gave up. Jalen Ramsey did not play a great game. No. And the defense didn't play a great game. What's crazy is they're in the top 10. Should I say things are heating up? Yes. The defense is still can you feel the heat down in your soul? I feel the heat.
Yeah.
Look, I'm worried.
Heartburn.
I got heartburn. Yeah, I feel the heat. I think it's heartburn. It is heartburn. So anyway, look, we're going to see Bobby live dreaming from the couch. Live
streaming.
Yeah, I'm streaming from the couch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome to FTSN. I slept on the couch last night.
Mommy, garbage. Honey, I'm going now, honey.
I'm
Thank
leaving,
you.
babe. Hold on, give me it.
Oh.
But Alex, man, very quick.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah. Go ahead.
this season, it's we're hanging on by a thread. That's the fact. Miami's hanging on by a thread, and despite of what anybody feels, like my thing is, and I said it on the show, you know, I'm always gonna be a Dolphin fan. I'm gonna be a diehard Dolphin fan. I'm gonna root when they win. I'm not a fan of tanking. I'm none of that. I don't want to hear any of it. Not never doing that. I'll be a diehard fan till death. This guy right here raised me as that way. You know that. So, and that's how he was, man. So, and I said it on post game. You know, I got a little caught up. You know, I got a little choked up talking about it because I was
Yeah.
like, I want to hear all that noise. You know, but I love you, man. You know, but Robbie boy. But but look, the season is hanging by a thread. I get it. And for those out there, the Evans of the world and the Caps and anybody that are pissed and just, you know, they're just like, dude, it just sucks. You know, I understand it because we all believe Miami was going to do it. Everybody's record from my first time in a long time was really good. I didn't see anybody really with a bad record in prediction wise. So it is disappointing to everybody where Miami is, and you do got to throw blame around. So we're going to touch on what the conflicting reports coming out. But before we get into that, man, I just want to get your thoughts on the Dolphins win very quick, and
Yeah.
just, you know, where they stand in where in your eyes. I like you said, you did say it, actually. I'm sorry about Houston. Like, Houston's a tough game.
Yeah.
And it's in Houston. But I will say too, thanks, Cap. I appreciate you, brother. Much love, my man. Yes, sir. God bless. I will say, Houston's not Houston. I actually feel better about Houston than I did against Green Bay. You can tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think you will, because I think you know where I'm going
I
from.
agree. I agree.
I actually, and I'm not giving my prediction. You know me. I look at everything.
Yeah.
But
I just think defense is going to be key.
yeah, well, defense for sure. Like, first off, looking at last week,
Our offense won't be the problem, but CJ Stroud and them boys, they can put up.
they can
score
put up
on you
for sure.
fast.
Well, Houston has the fourth best offense in the NFL. Right? Yeah, 49ers is my bigger concern. I'm more worried about the 49ers than I am about Houston. Not sleeping on Houston. I'm not saying, oh, we're going to beat Houston. I'm not saying that yet. What I'm saying is, I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not on prime time. It's not in any weather. It's a dome, and I believe Miami is starting to get hot.
Yeah.
And Miami needs one. Miami needs to get one. They did it against the Rams. Rams are a good team. Rams beat Buffalo, but you got to beat one in house, in rivalry, and in the conference. And I believe Houston is that. Now, what does that do for you if they beat Houston? Again, you have to rely on the Chargers and the Broncos losing. That's high tide, right? That's tough. That's tough luck, really, reality. But it could happen. 7-6, Miami would be if they could beat Houston. Houston is the fourth best offense in the NFL, where Miami is currently 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I'm sorry, that's defense. I'm so sorry. Fourth best defense, and Miami is 9. Where Houston is, this is what's crazy. They're right above Miami. It's 3,
offensively.
4, 4, 5, 6. They're in front of Miami. Excuse me. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 19, and 20. So here's
should be a similar game. Should be a similar game to the Jets.
But here's the thing. Now, if we go to Houston, I just want to. This is what's crazy, and everyone who watches the shows or like Cap is always on all the shows, and I thank you, Cap, and all what he's done and for in watching, supporting the channel. You know where I stand. But 23 points to beat the Jaguars, 32 to beat they scored 27 and lost against the Titans. 34-10 Cowboys, they won. 23-26 they lost against the Lions. 21-13 they lost against the Jets. Okay, this is Houston. Houston's 8-5. No joke.
They've been up and down,
but they lost just like us to the Packers, 24-22. They beat the Colts 23-20. They lost to the Jets 21-13. Lost to the Lions. And most people would lose to the Lions nowadays. Cowboys they beat. Lost to the Titans. Dolphins did too. Beat their Jaguars 23-20. Where Miami the last few weeks are averaging, though. Let me see here. Miami's won 32. They scored 32 points on the Jets, 17 points on Green Bay, 34, 34, 23. So let's average that out for just a second here.
So like 28.
So 32, 17, 34, 34, and 23. That is, yeah, Alex. 28 points a game Miami's offense is averaging. Let's say, I'll let you, I'm going to read out the score, the Houston scores. You tell me what it is, Mr. Mental Math. 23, 27, 34, 26, 21. 23, 21, sorry.
Probably at 26 and a half points, I think.
So Miami Houston is second in the league in secondary coverage. Absolutely. Well, that's where the run game comes into play. And, we discussed that. That's actually probably where we started the whole debate on post game was, needing that thumper at running back. Why do we run Devon Achane 5 times? Well, you finally got it. So I'm fine with it. And I'm not afraid. I don't have any issue.
And we need to use Jalen Wright. Wright and Devon Achane.
Look, Jalen Wright, my thing is, I know it's a tough thing to ask, to trust anything with my.
Yeah, but we trust Wise and not getting playing time.
That's my thing. You have to trust the coaching staff. Yeah. I know that's tough.
It could be pass coverage. It could be
pass coverage. It could be,
blitz
again,
pickups.
My thing too is a lot of people I know. I'm not hating on Jalen Wright. I'm a big fan of his coming out of Tennessee. But he is more a speed back than he is a power back. That's true. Use Wilson Jr. Absolutely. They didn't do that in this game, last game. He is more of a thumper. That's why, for me, I was all about, I've said this, we don't have to get into it, but, the Derrick Henrys or Alex brought up, for me, Derrick Henry would have been perfect in this offense.
Yeah,
Devon Achane speed, Derrick Henry, someone similar. Pounding the rock. Alex brought up Hunt, who's on the Chiefs right now.
Kareem Hunt.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's another one. You could, that's where it's like, Miami, come on, dude. I don't know why Wilson still has a roster spot on this team if you're not going to use him. I don't know what happened to Raheem Mostert. Obviously had a couple fumbles earlier in the year, but now they're not using him at all. He got injured a lot. He might be out for the season now. But it's like, hopefully Miami says, okay, at the end of the season, I know people go, no, we don't, because you see it. If we had a good running back room, a legit room, not talking about players, because I know how legit Devon Achane is, and I know what we think is the ceiling of White. What I'm saying is that we need a thumper at back. Don't sleep on getting a thumper at running back. That means a guy who can pound it. You have a guy who could speed it, and I'm not sleeping on Achane. I love Achane.
Are we talking about the same guy here? He plays in a blue field, and he's a Heisman candidate. Are we talking about the same guy over here? Yeah.
Don't sleep on it.
Right.
Don't sleep on it.
I am all for it.
I'm down, dude. I know people go, we don't need that. No, don't say we don't need it. Are you kidding me?
Genty's there.
Generational talent? Are we kidding?
Yeah, man.
Dude,
the kid's a stud, bro.
Pair him with Devon Achane and White, a triple hit. Come on now. Anyway. Oh man, yeah. Don't sleep on Miami against Houston. That's all I'm saying.
How tall is Genty? 5'11", 5'10"?
I'm not sure.
Let's look this up.
I'll look at no. He's 5. I think he's 5'9". 5'9", yeah, I was right.
Yo, man. Ashton Genty. Dude, he looks like
215, 24, 20, almost 2,500 yards, almost 30 touchdowns, 29 touchdowns. Jeez.
He's a rock, bro. He's a rock.
Yeah, I'm not against putting Jonnu back there and run that in. But he is, dude. So I love that Alex said that because I know people are going to come out and go, no, we don't need. No, if you could go get yourself a quality thumper at running back,
what?
And that's not saying anything against Devon Achane or no, you're just adding to your running back room.
Yeah,
that's rotation, and trust me, that you want that hard pass on Genty. You're crazy. You're crazy, Kevin. With all
Why would you
respect.
pass on Genty? I mean, I understand. I understand we have a lot of holes that we want to fix, but if Genty's there, man,
Let me just say, if somebody says, "Oh, hard pass because we need offensive line," we got Chris Greer as GM. They're not worried about offensive line. I don't want to hear about
I
offensive line.
mean,
If
and
Chris
to be
Greer is it,
granted,
go ahead.
our offensive line is what, the third ranked offensive line in the NFL this year.
Well, they're struggling with depth, so I can understand trying to draft
Yeah,
some guys
absolutely.
because Kendall Lamb is struggling in the right tackle
Yes,
spot.
correct.
Tyron Armstead couldn't even last the game last week. Patrick Paul had to start at right tackle or left tackle, which is, and then
How did he do? How did he do in the left tackle?
He's a rookie.
He was all right.
Yeah, he was a rookie.
Okay.
But that's the things that's tough. So I mean, look, like I said on the last show, Bill Parcells had it right. That's my opinion. I will keep saying that. D-line's that's a good answer. D-line is fine. I get that. Calais Campbell retires. You want to go get another D tackle. If there's a quality guy there, sure. But I wouldn't hard pass on Genty. I can understand passing up on Genty for a quality star defense.
But not
that's
a hard
not
pass.
hard. It's not like, oh, he's there. No, I'm going wide receiver.
No, I'm gone.
No,
Fuck him. I'm gonna pick a kicker.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
And kudos to Jason Sanders winning Special Teams Player of the Week.
That's
shout
insane.
Shout out. Dude hit a 57 and a 57. He missed an extra point. Then he kicked the 57-yarder and a 53-yarder.
Bro.
Put some respect on his name.
I still don't know how these kickers miss extra points, bro.
I
don't get it
because I can't kick them at all. So I just
I mean, but Bob, me and you, we don't train for that. We don't get paid millions of dollars for that. If I get paid millions of dollars for that, I'll make sure I never miss an extra point, bro.
Alex is the one that if he misses the kick, he's go, yeah, but bro, you know what the problem was is that you were holding it wrong. You got to put your finger. Like, Alex,
what do you hold these goddamn fingers, Bobby? God damn it, man, hold this shit right.
The rule book says, Alex, put the rule book away.
Costing us money.
You're costing us money. I would take a wide receiver. See, you see, I said wide receiver. I knew it, bro. Oh, you see, but no, you know what though? Wide receiver 3. If you get a Genty, your wide receiver 3 is Devon Aitchen.
For sure.
I'm just saying.
Bro, I will line up two halfbacks, two wide receivers.
But I get it. If you don't, wide receiver 3, don't sleep on that because you don't know how long Tyreek Hill will be lasting after this season because, contract, what happens to the team next year, all that whatnot. Let's talk about that very quick. I do want to get this because two conflicting reports. Okay. We kind of touched already a little bit about, who to blame and all this.
Mm-hmm.
White and Aitchen are the core. Here's my thing. Aitchen is the core. We know what we think White could be. I like White. I like his potential.
Right.
Whatever. I don't care.
You keep saying White. Right.
Whatever. Who cares?
The W is silent.
Jalen
doesn't make sense.
Whatever. Anyway. See, I get a point out and you mess it up. All I was going to say was, first off, the Dolphins have Raheem Mostert, Devon Aitchen, Jeff Wilson. They had Chris Brooks, not so long, and they still drafted Jalen Wright. Okay? So that two-person core, it doesn't exist. We don't know what he is yet. We know what he could be, but we know what he is yet. Dolphins can still go draft a Genty or sign a thumper at back, and that doesn't destroy Aitchen and Wright's core. Doesn't. Or their chances at being no. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Waddle was another injury. Let me just get into this very quick. There's two conflicting reports coming out in recent, and just yesterday and today. People, and it's shout out to Fins Extra on Twitter who tweeted these out. The first one was reported from Danny Graziano of ESPN. People around the NFL are keeping tabs on Mike McDaniel's future as the Miami Dolphins, as they believe there could be changes in Miami if this season ends badly. And so the following report, though, conflicting, says, Fins Extra reposted that as well. If I could pull it up. There we go. Contrary to rumors, Mike McDaniel's job as the Dolphins head coach is safe going into next season. James Palmer TV. One's ESPN, I think one's the NFL. No, Underdog, excuse me, and Bleacher Report. So, I'm going to get your point on this very quick. But
Yeah.
I just want to say, they're conflicting. These are conflicting reports. That means two people are getting two different things. I think the Dolphins right now we're not going to make a move. We're going to make a move, especially the ownership. And here's how I see it. If you fire McDaniel, you need to fire Greer. If you fire McDaniel, you have to fire Greer. Because you can't, I don't want this three that you do it again and again and again. Well, you're not really, because you fired a head coach and you've always kept Greer since 2017.
Correct.
So if you fire the coach, you better fire the GM. I'll be cool with it. Now, if you decide we're going to fire the GM, if you're thinking, man, I'm not really too sure about firing McDaniel, then you need to, when you hire your GM or you're going to look at it, go to that general manager, Alex. I want to hire you as the GM, as the Miami Dolphins. This is your. Now, look, I like McDaniel. I like what he's done. I think, he could use another year, but I'm going to leave this up to you. I want you to go talk to him, have dinner with him, have a little lunch. If you vibe with him and you think you could go another year or build this with him on the same vision, it's up to you. If you don't, we'll let him go and you go get your guy. I think that's fair. For those who are like, oh, don't fire McDaniel. If you fire Chris Greer, do not handcuff the new GM with the coach. Don't do that. But if you tell the new GM, I'm going to give you the power. Now, if they do that, if I hear, Steven Ross gives so-and-so, he'll decide the fate of Mike McDaniel, and then Mike McDaniel comes out and now is the coach next year, I'm cool with riding it out another year. But if you'd say, they fired Greer, but McDaniel, they're going to handicap the team, then I'm going to have an issue with it. But anyway, I get it. I know we know Constanza, our own at PSN, he's leading the bandwagon on this.
Yeah.
Possible move. But I don't sleep on it just because, as we've talked about, the disappointment of where this team is, as much draft capital and cap space that is in it. What do you think about these reports very quick, brother?
Well, like you mentioned, the number one thing, they're conflicting. So that means that we're in polar opposites in both of them. And there's no common ground. Realistically, to me, I don't think McDaniel's job is on the hot seat based on how the Dolphins have played after Tua came back, which is what we envisioned this team being. And there's still, you have a great draft coming up with compensatory picks that you're going to have. So you're going to be able to replenish your depth. So I believe this is his final year, being the fourth year. He just got a contract extension. Stephen Ross just sold a percentage of the team, so he has more investors coming in. So I don't foresee any moves being made this offseason realistically, because since Tua has come back, the Dolphins are not underperforming. They're actually hitting on all cylinders, what they should be doing, what they should have been doing. Now, there's situations, there's scenarios that have to be fixed, like you mentioned, the depth at quarterback, the depth at O-line. So there's a lot of holes here and there, and the defense has to improve. But I don't think it's enough. And if anybody's keeping tabs on McDaniels, is because if he does get fired, he'll get hired within a season as an OC somewhere and restart rebuilding his brand for sure.
Oh, he'll be an OC. He'll get hired as quick as possible as an offense coordinator, no doubt.
Correct.
And then so very quick, Kevin says, if you fire McDaniel, does Tua follow him? My answer, no. Tua will still be on the roster. I think you would see where Tua's the starter for next season. They see how it rides out. They'll probably go get a guy, whether through the draft or they look to get a midpoint next season. But I don't see right away Tua. No. This is my thing again, and this is why I said it earlier. The Dolphins can win a playoff game with Tua as quarterback. The Dolphins can win a Super Bowl with Tua as quarterback. You build you get a strong defense. You continue building that defense. You got the good play calling and a decent guy who can construct a roster. It could happen. Look, McDaniel. You got to give all the flowers to McDaniel in regards of releasing the confidence of Tua. That's what he gave Tua. He didn't make Tua. This is the thing, and again, remember who's saying this. He didn't make Tua a better quarterback in terms of skill. Tua always had the accuracy and the vision and whatnot that made him the top 5 pick in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
What McDaniel did was give him the confidence to own up to it, to with some swag. That speaks about. So maybe McDaniel's claim to fame is that he could bring that out of a player
Absolutely.
and make him a top 10 player in this league as a quarterback. Now, does that equate to winning it all? Maybe not. Well, who's to say that another coach doesn't do that for him? Not saying it should happen. What I'm saying is, who doesn't know? We talked about Mike Vrabel last week. Let's say Mike Vrabel comes in here, his second run with a team. He brings that discipline. Now, he knows what it is. Oh, let's get our defense ready. Let's get a power back.
Yeah.
Now, Tua, he was able to look what he did with Ryan Tannehill with less, goes to the AFC Championship game. Tua can win with that. Or you go get a cut from who knows. But it's not saying that has to be the case. But what I'm saying is that could, just because McDaniel leaves, all this Tua's trash movement. No, Tua can win with another guy. It's the roster. It's the way it's constructed. That's why really realistically, if you had to fire one, if you're telling me you can't, I'd say you got to clean house because you fire one, fire the other. But if you had to fire one, you fire Greer. And you give the new GM the opportunity to say, let me stick with McDaniel. If they do that, then I'm cool with it. You won't hear me say, oh, we got to stay with McDaniel for another. No, because the new GM said it's cool. So I assume their vision is aligned.
Correct.
Go get Cam Ward. I'm fine with that.
Cam Ward ain't falling past the third or fourth pick this draft.
Or so they say. You never know with Shadir Sanders. And so even though I don't really believe, it's just me. But anyway, Shadir Sanders.
I mean, Cam Ward is either going to the Raiders or to
well, I think Shadir Sanders might go to the Raiders. The Giants make a lot of sense. Carson Beck did himself no favors this season. Genty definitely has. I think Genty will be in the top 15 for sure, top 10. I mean, BJ Robinson.
Someone's going to piss me off, and they're going to trade up to get Genty, and it's going to be a Super. Oh my God!
Super Bowl contending team for sure, 100%.
For sure,
100%.
The Chiefs are going.
They got Pacheco, man. I would go get Pacheco in a heartbeat. They get them, go get Pacheco. I love Pacheco. He's a stud, man. But anyway, dude. So, and very quick, Don Shula's record is safe for now. Bill Belichick, now the new head coach at North Carolina, the Tar Heels. No Raiders, no Jaguars. He goes to North Carolina. Crazy.
I was surprised at the timing of it, man.
Dude, I thought he waited out. Waited out.
But, dude, it's incredible. Now, what you are going to see is his pool. You are going to see his gravitational pull with Belichick, with greatness. The players are going to know they're going to start getting commit. They're going to start getting donations. They're going to start the NIL deals are going to be insane in North Carolina.
Oh, dude, that's why he just Mike Lombardi just became the GM at North Carolina now,
which is insane. Think about this.
I know.
Schools have GMs.
I know it, dude. It's nuts. And
man.
Well, that's why when he said, did you get to hear what he said about to I think it was Pat McAfee about how he's going to run the school,
the program?
He said it's a big if, and he said, but it's to train kids to get ready to go to the NFL.
That's the selling point right there.
Pro style offense, pro style team. How to be ready for the pros, or even if you don't make it to the pros, getting you ready for post playing football. And he says I have a lot of contacts around the league. So to me, as a parent, if my kid's playing sports, I'm automatically looking at North Carolina. If I think, even as a young man, but if I'm thinking like, if my kid has a shot at the NFL, I'd rather him go play with Bill Belichick, because then he's getting he knows what it's going to be like in the pros. He's already adapted to it. Yeah. And he played for Coach Belichick. So, that's pretty to go to another league. Oh, dude, this guy's going to draft him because he already knows. We got him. His character's no question. Now, be careful with your son's girlfriend. You got to, make sure you tell your son's girlfriend, hey, watch out for Coach.
Watch out for Coach. Coach might get in there. Coach might be.
My goodness. But
quarterback sneak.
It's smart. And this is the thing, too. Obviously, you go, man, be the greatest coach of all time, like Ian Rappaport says. But, he would have to beat Shula's record. But realistically, to have the claim that it's the greatest of all time, go win a national championship in college.
Oh, and you're...
If he goes to the Tar Heels, and within 2 seasons or whenever, it doesn't matter 2 seasons or not. But if he wins a national championship at any point at that time,
Oh,
dude, it's done. It's like, how can you argue it? I mean, obviously, say cheat gate and all this, whatever. But still, when you saw that, what did you think, man? Because I know you said Raiders, but like, I thought for
yeah.
sure he was going to shoot for a pro team. But it's
Well,
interesting.
the
Makes college
moment I
football
s-
interesting.
the moment I saw that is I'm like, oh shit, he's not gonna get another opportunity in the NFL. Like, he's already too old. Teams don't want him to be a head coach. Probably they want him to just be personnel and all that. And he wants to coach, and he wants to confirm. He also might be driving his value up again. So now you go to football. Now you go to UNC. You're there for 2 years. Now, obviously, he's 72. Like, he doesn't need to do this anymore. He's just doing it because he wants to do it. So this might be his last job. He might be securing it for his son, which supposedly is the head coach in waiting. I don't know if that's part of the deal or not, but they were mentioning it, that it might be Steve Belichick's coach in waiting. So it could be a situation like that. But to me, it's insane. It's crazy that UNC, I mean, they didn't get any younger. They went from Mac Brown to Bill Belichick, but automatically the program just got elevated by signing him as a head coach. You're thinking about Nick Saban effect in Alabama. So
Well, here's my thing, because Kevin just said it. He says, I don't see it working. He's not a player's coach. And my point to that, my counterpoint was, look at Nick Saban. He goes, notice Saban and Harbaugh, they left college football. They also won in college football. Saban's probably the greatest college football coach of all time. Harbaugh won at Michigan.
Saban should have never coached in the pros.
Yeah.
Notice that Saban went right back. Like, he was a DC. It was a DC.
It was too much of it. Well, and notice he left right when the NIL deals really started.
Yeah,
so
because
where he didn't have no experience in that, and he didn't like that. Where Bill Belichick now goes to college football. You never think that would happen, but now it's more like pro. It's money. And guess what? A lot of those, what do you call those, Alex? When the money for college, not nil, but what
the boosters.
Yes, you know damn well with Belichick, there the boosters are paying up. They're paying up. So, you know damn well that now it's more of a business where it's like, okay, hey, there's this 5-star kid. Hey, man, we're going to give you this deal. You sit behind our starter for a year. Trust me, this dude has it all worked out. I know he has it. He has a chip on his shoulder. And how did North Carolina do last year? What's their record from last year?
I don't even know, man. It's going to be better this year. You know how many recruits are going to flip?
What's crazy one already did. One guy was in a transfer portal. Yeah, one guy was in a transfer portal who's leaving North Carolina, and he right today he put it back up. He goes, "I'm staying." It's like, okay. Let's see.
It's like, hey, Johnny, we no longer want you, bro. Coach Belichick's on somebody else. You can go on back to that portal, buddy.
He's good with you, bro. He wants guys who want to be
here. Yeah. You can leave.
What's the record? UNC. They were 6-6 last year.
Oh, okay.
So, he's not getting a team that's pat or stacked. So this is going to be huge for him and his legacy. I mean, his legacy is set in the NFL, but this is huge and it's very interesting. But anyway, man, tell me what's new, man. What are you watching? Anything new you're watching on TV?
Well, actually, it's funny. It was not new, but I'm watching with my son. My son got into Cobra Kai. So now we're starting to watch
Tati's into that. Tati likes Cobra Kai, yeah.
Yeah. So
I've seen
really cool.
Parts of it, but I haven't been like
into that.
Yeah.
I've been honestly, it was funny that you mentioned this because yesterday was the first time I saw TV, like a show wise, TV per se, in like 2 weeks. It didn't hit me. I hadn't watched TV for 2 weeks. That's how hectic my schedule has been. That I sat down yesterday at night at 11 and I turn on Netflix and I'm like, holy shit, I haven't sat down here to watch TV in 2 goddamn weeks. I'm like, what? And then
so
I
what do you do, Alex? 45 minutes. Walk me in. So I know you work, you drive around all day, then you go home, you get ready to go, you go coach basketball.
Yeah.
Multiple age groups, right? You got high school and
No, just high school.
Just high school, right? Oh, okay, my bad. But you do that. So you get home, eat dinner.
Yeah.
What do you do? How do you not watch you? What are you doing? Are you going straight to bed?
No, not straight to bed. The problem is, for example, in my line of work, I go do the estimates. And then I was like driving. I gotta go. I get home early enough to pick up the kids.
Yeah.
Drop them off home. They're fed. Jamila's obviously working from home. Then I gotta go. We got yesterday, for example. We had film session for an hour and a half. We have practice for 2 hours. So I get back home around 8 o'clock. Have dinner. Obviously, play with my son. Hang out. Yesterday we did karate. So he went to sleep around 9:30, 9:30, and then I went to the gym after that.
Oh,
So
okay.
I come back and then I do my estimates, like actually write them out, price them out,
Yeah.
so I can send them tomorrow morning. So by the time I'm done, it's like 11, 11:30, and I'm exhausted, man. So at that time, I'm just like, if I sit down and turn on the TV, I'm automatically knocking out, like automatically. And honestly, man, there's days that I've never been a huge TV guy where I'm just there and I have to watch TV because I'm either going through my game plans, I'm going through my lineups, I'm going through a bunch of shit in my brain. And I'm legit. I have like this big of like lineup combinations that I'm doing, plays that I'm designing, and I'm just going through it over and over and over and over. And I'm like, I just sit down. I'm like, damn, I haven't watched TV, because by the time you're spending, and then you go here and then you go there, I'm like, holy shit. And it's okay, but sometimes you just want to chill and relax and just watch a little TV.
I get it. No, I get it. The reason why I ask is me and Todd just put down. We brought back or subscribed to Paramount Plus.
Okay.
And so because we're you got Yellowstone that's going on now. I don't know if you're familiar. You know Yellowstone,
yes,
right?
Yes, of course. I love
the guy who wrote it and directed it. Yellowstone used to be a show where I couldn't stop. Now it's a show where it's like I could wait. I already know what's going on because the story kind of got dragged out. Now Kevin, I don't want to spoil it, but anyway. But there's other shows that Tyler Sheridan does. The guy's talented as a writer, as everything. There's Tulsa King.
Yep.
That one I could have put down. That one I finished season 2 like in 3 days or so.
Was it good?
Have you ever seen Tulsa King?
No,
Stallone?
I haven't seen it.
Alex, you start it, you won't end it.
Okay.
So he's a mafia. He's a mobster. Comes out of prison. He's in New York, and he gets after 30 years almost in the can. Comes out. They welcome him back, but they're like, "Hey, man, we're gonna send you to Tulsa. You're gonna open up your own thing, start your own family there." He's like, "That's Oklahoma. I belong in New York." So he takes it as an offense, and but they're like, "You're going." So they sent him there, and he, after a while, think about a mob boss in Oklahoma, cowboys and everything. He ends up realizing, oh crap, wait, there's money to be made. So he makes his own thing, and then I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's drama, but it's comedy too. There's a lot of but it's a show where you end it and you're like, I gotta watch the next one.
I gotta watch the next episode.
It's one of those ones where you're like Tati and I were like, hey, we're only watching one today because we're both dead tired, Alex. Because
and then you're wired. You're wired.
That's the thing. So we're like, okay, one episode, and like we're watching it, and as soon as it ends, you go, holy what the hell? And we're like, okay, we put the other one. We'll just screw it. Then you realize it's 4:30. Go to bed. We're like, oh crap! It's so freaking good. And we finished that one, and now we've started because season 2's over, and we started. And Tati, if you're watching, and one of the kids are knocking on my door, I think it's Ellie. And the other one now, it's another Tyler Sheridan, is called Landman, and that's with Billy Bob Thornton. Billy Bob Thornton,
Holy
John
shit.
Hamm, Demi Moore.
Wow, what a cast,
dude! And and there's another one to watch after that, which is oh my gosh, I miss it. But there's Nicole Kidman's in there and all that. He has so much, and of course the other ones that he made. But Tulsa King, watch the Tulsa King. I'm telling you, dude, you will love it. You will love it, and you can watch it. You would love it because it's Stallone is good at everything. But anyway, we're at an hour and 43 minutes in. I was looking at my text message. I got one from Stager. I'm gonna read that in a second. But just looking at Tati, she's so petty. She said, "I am right," same way she wrote it on here, and then she sent me the clip. And shout out though, again. All right, I want to hear all this shit. At 8:40, she wrote me, or 9:40. He talked about a kid that died, and you were looking to the side. I just what was that? The lioness is another one. He was talking about a tournament. I heard him. I was looking to the side. She's watching what I'm doing. He was talking about a kid that died. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I heard him. Oh, jeez. Messaging me. That's what
Disrespectful as fuck, man. Disrespectful. Should be missing
Whatever.
out on. Whatever.
Whatever,
I don't
man.
care. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
It's late, bro. It's late.
It's late.
It's like, I don't care, girl. Like, damn.
He's like going 24/7.
I'm good. Heartless. He is.
He's just heartless. Whatever.
He's just heartless.
Whatever.
I don't care.
Like, ask me how many times Tati has volunteered for things for people. Nobody. Nothing.
Oh,
I do it all the time.
You do it all the time.
I just show it. You know what I mean? Like, that's heartless.
Yeah.
Yeah. I say, Tati, why don't we go come with me? Come to do some stuff. And she's like, no,
I got time for that.
I want to watch my podcast novellas.
No,
tell me random shit. Started telling me about some random 2 islands the other day. Because we were sitting at the table and talking about nerds, and we're like, well, it don't matter to be a nerd. Everybody's a nerd in their own way. You know? And Tati was telling Audrey, like, oh, your dad's a nerd about football. It's just she started naming all the random football teams. And so she was like, oh, who's the coach of this team? I'm like, the Lions, Dan Campbell. The Baltimore Ravens, John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
The 49ers, Shanahan. And she's like, ah! She goes, oh, Houston Texans, DeMarco Ryans. It pissed her off. And then she started telling me about 2. She goes, she does, Audrey, I'm a nerd because I know random facts that your dad thinks is just stupid. Tati knows these useless facts. She'll like, oh, do you know, like, if you ask Tati a random question, a question, there she goes, I'm filled with useless and weird facts. They're not useless. It's just, it's kind of like, it's not useless. It's not weird. It's just she throws them at useless and weird times. Like, we're talking about dinner, and then she'll talk about some island that nobody knows. Do you know that there's a bigger island, another island, when the water freezes, you can actually walk across. Oh, there you go. Like, what? Like, why? What is that?
Cool. But that's an interesting fact. That's a cool fact.
I in the Bering Strait. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
But then she's for me, and then she goes, and she's right, though. This is true. I don't know if this happens with you, Alex, but I think you know this about me. Since I was very young, I get interested in things on demand, useless knowledge. That's right. New podcast, on demand, useless knowledge, starring Tati. Like, it's true. For me, since I was young, I get hooked on certain things. Tati listed them all yesterday because she brought them up, which is so true. I'll for a while I'll research Titanic. I'll get into Titanic again.
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln. The story of Lincoln, or the assassination. The Shroud of Turin. Different things like that. Yeah, it's true. I mean, it's true. You ask me, oh, what about this? But I'll stay, and then all of a sudden I'll drop it and get into something else. It happens all the time. Is there anything like that with you, Alex, that you'll get into it, like you dive deep?
A lot of things that caught my attention at the moment, I'll further do research on it. But I actually like interesting facts about things. Just listening to people's stories is kind of like where I've picked up a lot of things where if I've always been a big believer, I can't hear something that I don't know and stay without knowing what it is or like researching it. Yeah, I don't like
if you hear something, you're like, what is that?
Yeah,
you can't just leave it alone. You got to look it up.
I've never been one of these people, for example, that they could be I've been in a room with a lot of people from different ways of life, from different pay grades. And there's things that you hear that you've never heard before. And I've never been one of these people that are like, oh yeah, I know about that. No. It's like, I'm like, what are you talking about? What is that? Like, it intrigues me. One thing that I would say, a weird thing about me, one thing that intrigues me is like, I like when people describe what their jobs are like to me. Like, I like, for example, I'll be the guy that, like, one of my friends is a police officer. I'm legit. I'll ask him stories for days about what he's done in the force and what is the crazy thing he's seen today. And so things like that. The person interests me. It's funny because I don't like people. I could be antisocial in that regards. I do not like talking to people. I generally don't, which is weird, but I do it because it's you here in the podcast. But I generally go around my thing. I do not like.
But
talking
you like
to
me
people
though, right? You like me.
I love you. I love you.
Oh,
bro.
okay, got you. Okay, cool.
I might not like
you. Like me.
But
That's
I
the
love
thing.
you.
I get.
I love you. I love you.
No, he didn't say like. He's not saying like. I can't stand you, bro.
I hate you, man. But I love you. It's like a passive aggressive relationship.
Tati's like this. It's so true. That's why she always gets mad. She goes, "You never tell me anything." It's not that I don't tell you. It's that if I tell you, it's not just telling you. I have to answer a bunch of questions I don't know the answers to.
Follow-up questions.
I don't care to know the answers to. You know, that's right. Look, super. Oh, so and so happened. This happened. But why? So what did this person say? What did their dad say? What did their third cousin in this other island say? I don't fucking know. I don't know. Who cares? We all know this. The end of the story. All you need to know is the end. Why do you need to know the beginning and the middle? Just get to the end.
What she wants is achievement. She wants.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. But you know what? She gives it. She does the same. She takes. So what she's trying to get from me, she'll give to me, and I'll tell her, "Hey, so what happened with so and so?" And instead of telling me what happened, she tells me, "Oh well, it started back in 1989.
It's like, boy.
They were born at so and so hospital, and their uncle held them, and they dropped them as a baby. And then at 5 years old, the same uncle ran over their toe. So now, 30 years later, this uncle ate the turkey that he wanted. You could have just told me they had a fight at Thanksgiving. I don't need to know the whole like backstory. Like that's what she does. It's crazy, man."
Yeah.
You know,
it's like useless information.
I don't need to get useless knowledge and information. I don't need to know all that.
It's funny how women like, and I'm not trying to be sexist here, but it's true. Like usually when a man talks, he goes to the point. Like it's a straight line. When a woman's gonna tell you a story about what happened in their day, and you have to act like you're in tune with it. And we're all guilty of this. There's moments that I've been caught saying like, "Oh yeah, that's true, yeah." And then the next day, like, "Oh, do you remember what I told you about?" I'm like, "When did you ask any about this? When did you tell me about any of these things?" It's like, "I told you yesterday, Alex." I'm like, "Oh shit." It was one of those like I was just nodding my head and agreeing, and then I'm like, I ended up like agreeing to like a bunch of things that I had no clue were gonna happen in the weekend.
Yeah,
and
something will happen. Like, that's like a week
we
later.
Talked about it.
You remember we talked about it? No, we never talked about this, Bobby. And then she goes over specific. I'm like, what? You know, look, I know when he does it.
Because I'm in oblivion. Like I'm
get my attention. You know. Yeah, like obviously what you're telling me doesn't. You have to go, hey, flash it. Oh, what? I'm zoned in.
I'm there.
What do you need? What do you need? That's it. Oh, no.
That's it. She's about to fire off a nice one. Yeah.
I'll walk through and talk to him, and then he says 2 minutes later, "Oh, like, so example, we're going over. I don't care, but I don't know. I don't know if my head is just fogged up, Alex. But you tell me, hey, Bobby, it happens to me. Like she'll say, she'll bring something into the room, or she'll tell me something, and I'll be sitting there. I'll say, hey, when are you gonna bring that? Or she'll like, Bobby, it's right here, and I'm like, oh, you didn't tell me. I told you a whole 2 things. Like it's just totally after. He is bad. Migraines fucked up his brain. Maybe.
It could be.
It could be. Cool. I'll take that. My migraines. That's why.
Now you just created an excuse.
That's right. It's done, bro.
Oh, man. Done. You have no idea.
Yeah. The scarring.
It is true. Yeah, it actually is true.
I do have scarring.
It's legit.
I remember I asked the doctor, I said, how does that even happen? What was first, the scarring, the migraines, or the scars? And he goes, it's like what the chicken laid the egg. We don't know. We're like, okay, thanks for that.
Dog, that's not. And as soon as it's like, dog, that's not
the most general answers he gives. And then when he goes, into the room, me and Tati are at the front desk signing. This was years ago. We're signing the paperwork or whatever, and I hear him in the thing. Patient Robert Melendez has scarring in his frontal lobe, and and he's saying all this stuff, and he has a cyst on top of his brain. That's benign, but we're gonna keep an eye on it. I'm like, he never mentioned a freaking cyst. What the hell? Like you could. It's the same thing. When I got my hip, I'm in there. He comes in. I hear him before he gets in the room. Patient has a torn labrum with 2 bone spurs, and very descriptive. I'm hearing him saying this. I'm going, oh shit. He comes in the room. He goes, how you doing, Mr. Melendez? Yeah, I'm doing good, Doc. How you doing? He goes, oh, let's lay down. Oh, how you feeling, man? I'm like, he's ripping my, rotating my leg. He goes, yeah, so you're going to have this here and this, that there, and this, and this. And then he'll leave. Like, so, yeah, we're going to have to schedule some physical therapy before the surgery. And we'll see how that goes. I'm like, you just said I have a torn labrum, bro. Why am I going to physical therapy? That's not going to heal it. Like, it's so, like, oh, God.
Oh, you're trying to get money from my insurance company. I got you.
Look at Tati putting all my medical information out there. Thanks. Appreciate that, babe. Yeah, be specific. Why don't you throw my social up on there as well while you're at it? God, dude.
uh,
I say like go to
Now you see,
fair fat. And she's like,
now I gotta read because I've
oh
learned a bunch of
God.
cysts.
Now I was supposed to know what's an inaccurate cyst. The doctor told me. I said, what if it grows? He goes, well, we'll keep an eye on it. He says, but you'll know if it starts to grow. He says you'll know when your vision starts to go out. I go, well, that's great. He says if I start seeing like blur, I'm
Oh
like, oh,
shit, they might be present at birth. That's awesome. That's crazy. A lot
that's awesome.
are usually stable and don't require. No, sorry.
Yeah, it's cool, Alex.
It's amazing how that cysts are not treated. They may cause serious permanent nerve damage. Oh, nerve damage.
Yeah, well, who knows, Alex? Yeah, I have a cyst. They found a cyst in my brain. Alex on the phone. Dude, that's awesome. What? Wait, it's horrible.
Now, okay, what I mean, that cyst is just a liquid full of a fluid-filled sac that developed in the brain or spinal cord.
It's up here. It's right here.
Okay,
Alex.
you got it up there. Okay.
Literally, yeah. And they require like what's that, a CT or something on top?
Yeah,
it's
CT
like
scan.
Gonna check it.
Yeah.
But he told me, I haven't been on it for a while, but he told me if I ever see my vision, then I'll know.
Blurry.
Yeah.
That it ripped. That it
grows.
It popped. It grows.
It grew, yeah.
Oh, because it affects. It starts compressing.
Exactly. So, but thank God,
it's good
so far. But that's why I don't remember things, hon.
Yeah.
So whenever she gets at me,
I have
I'm like,
a cyst.
I have a cyst here. You got the wrong part of the brain that day.
Yeah, I got scarring.
I'm all here now.
Yeah.
I remember this shit in the morning.
I don't hear you because my ears are close to my frontal lobe and I got scarring in my front lobe. So like I can't. And the cyst then affects the echo in my brain.
We may need to go back.
Yeah, you need to do maintenance. You need to do maintenance on that.
Go back and fucking anyway. Yeah. Alex, bro, any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Oh man, Heat Nation, enjoy the ride for the next 2 days. You're gonna.
It might be over. It's gonna be over. The Jimmy
he's gonna get traded. No, like it's gonna get loud. It's gonna be a lot of obnoxious shit going back and forth. I'm waiting to see what the Heat, if the Heat release anything, if they confirm, deny anything. I'm waiting to see that.
That's what Barry Jackson.
Yeah,
that's what Barry Jackson said. Barry Jackson says usually because he was surprised that he have not said anything.
Yeah, because Mickey retweeting that is usually like a big like.
Yeah,
it's not happening.
He's in the know, but I'm with you. It's a wait and see. Let's just enjoy the ride. We'll see what happens. We're in the thick of it now, for sure. What else, Alex? Dolphins, Texans, interesting. Let's see. Friday to check down. Me and Dave Stager and Russ will talk about Bill Belichick, anything NFL. Talk Dolphins. Thursday got overtime. I'm sure with Greg and Evan, and leave your Homer hat at the door for people who are fire McDaniel, fire Greer, trade Tua. Tune into overtime. And great Dolphins knowledge too. Greg is awesome. Evan is too as well with their Dolphins thing. And then Saturday, got my basketball game in the around almost close to noon, or that's at 10 o'clock, 10:30, probably back before noon. And then 5:30 Eastern time, we'll have no holds barred wrestling special episode. We have the Saturday night main event preview show. So WWE has brought back Saturday night's main event. It's going to be, Alex, they're going to have the Winged Eagle belt. It looks like they're bringing that belt back for Cody Rhodes. The Rock may show up. They got 2 world title matches. You got the WWE title and the World Championship, Gunther in a triple threat with Damian Priest, Boricua, and Finn Balor. You got the women's title match. You got Jesse Ventura's back on commentary.
Okay.
So it's going to be it's going to be fun.
Sounds fun.
I'm looking forward to that than any kind of wrestling event. Yeah, so we're going to be online. We're going to do a preview show for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, Sunday, pregame, postgame. Pregame starts at 11 o'clock Eastern time in the morning, and then postgame 8 o'clock at night, hopefully celebrating a Dolphins win. At least I will be. Can't speak for my co-host. But anyway, love you, Evan. Anyway, bro. Kevin, thank you so much. Will, whatever, Tati.
Whatever.
Cat for Life, 305, Evan, everyone who tuned in, wherever you were, watching Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We appreciate you. Alex Atia, Bob Melendez. Appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe. Good night, Miami.
Peace out.
Yo, gringos in the house. Straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street, where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the E. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet.